This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. On the SmackDown side of things, JBL is going to defeat The Undertaker with a little help from Randy Orton for the #1 contendership to face off against Batista at SummerSlam. Also on that same show, Eddie Guerrero is going to cut a promo on Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic that he's really Dominic's father because Rey and his wife couldn't have children and Eddie was separated from his wife. Dominic runs off through the crowd and Rey follows him. What the fuck, man?
Greatest storyline ever.
Oh my God. You don't mean that. You know, you.
Yes, I do mean that. One of the greatest storylines ever. And I will debate that till the end of time.
Well, sell us on it.
Well, what the fuck is there to sell? This was a beautiful story about, Eddie Guerrero had put his book out. And in the book, there's a chapter about the time frame that Eddie and Vicky had been separated. And Eddie had a child out of wedlock and not one of his proudest moments, but Eddie described it in his book, and he never mentioned the name of the mother, never mentioned anything beyond that. So there's this gaping question in this really heartfelt book about Eddie Guerrero, and I thought, well, shit, we should just answer that question. What if Eddie, being the loving, generous guy that he is,
oh God,
gave some love to his best friend's wife that maybe Rey couldn't get the job done.
Oh.
But Eddie, not wanting to let his friend know that it was his and make his friend feel that maybe he was manly enough to get this done, just kind of snuck in and made an arrangement with the wife. And that, the wife had been lying to Rey all this time that it was his. That it was really Eddie's. And it was a plot. And that Eddie was the father of Dominic. And Eddie wanted to keep that secret until, by God, it just had to come out.
Literally. Hey,
Yeah.
This is happening. This storyline is happening at the same time the whole Edge, Matt Hardy, Lita thing is. Too
Once
much?
again, based in reality.
That's what we're going with?
You saying it wasn't based in reality?
Yeah, I'm saying that I don't think Eddie had sex with Ray's
Eddie
wife.
did have sex with a woman that had a child. We just placed names on those people.
By the way, how wild is it? I mean, you want to talk about the circle of life. We're talking about Dominic's storyline from 15 years ago, and he's got a storyline at this year's SummerSlam too. Is that not crazy?
It is crazy. Runs in the family, man. It's real. He's got that Eddie gene in him that just...
Oh, God.
What?
I thought you were going to say he's got the Latino heat or something. I was just going to hang up. We should also mention...
God damn, I wish I'd thought of that.
I mean, serious business.
He lies.
He cheats.
He steals.
Do you have to get everybody together and make sure they're on the same page? And I know this sounds silly because, I mean, most everybody listening to this, certainly I hope, is an adult. But the reality is kids can be cruel. And if this kid's going to be going to school and people are going to be saying very unkind things about his mama, that's not a cool thing.
Well, and he was also very young. No, this was, put my old salesman hat on and I got the guys together first. Because again, you've got two very emotional and passionate performers in Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. And Rey probably a little more level-headed than Eddie could be at times. But I had to sell them first to even take the next step. And then after you take the next step and you allow them and had to pitch it to the wives and everything, now they've got to absorb that and let it sink in. Then they've got to get with each other and they've got to make sure that everybody's cool with it. Then after everybody thinks they're cool with it, you have to throw all of that reality at them. And you have to explain to them that, look, to Vicky and to Angie, you guys aren't in the business. You're married to the business. I get it. It's been your life, but you're not performers that everybody knows. And this is going to be a real life story. And we are actually using the real life child of Ray and Angie. You know, it wasn't one stunt kid that we got at Ray Mysterio Kids R Us or anything like that. And that they needed to be comfortable with that and the reality of, as you said, kids at school talking about his mom, his dad, and Eddie that they're watching on TV because kids don't understand. You know, I'm shooting shit right down the street from where Rey Mysterio lives with his son in a park. Hey, Dominic, man, you want some candy? That was great shit. I'm just sad that I never got my Dominic on a pole match.
Oh my God.
What? I felt that was the best way to settle it.
Is this Vince Russo?
Bro. Please.
Dominic on a pole.
It could happen.
No, thankfully it didn't. Next up, we've got a really long match. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match to win Dominic. 20 minutes, 16 seconds, 4.25 stars.
Okay, let me explain something here. This was a way to exploit the ineptness of our court system, because the courts would have them going back and forth over custody for years.
But whoever can climb
Cut
this ladder.
through that bullshit. You have a goddamn match with the custody hanging above the ring, and you settle it once and for all. The better man wins. And only the true father can climb that ladder and get those custody papers.
So to be clear, what we're suggesting is the guy who would make the best dad is the guy who could run up a ladder fastest.
Yes.
In which case me nor you would ever have children.
Well, at least not children in question.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we did, we'd probably let someone else run up the ladder faster.
I love you for that. Here's the deal. I don't think these guys are capable of having a bad match. You go back all the way to their stuff in WCW in 96 and especially 97, that Halloween Havoc match. God damn, just the best shit ever. This is a fantastic match, but there is a funny moment in it that has become legendary amongst wrestling fans where apparently the timing was off. There is a little bit of interference. Dominic tries to shake the ladder almost comically and Eddie waves his finger no, but there is a big bump where both Ray and Eddie take a big tumble off the ladder, and you can audibly hear Eddie hit the mat very hard and yell, "Where the fuck was Vicky?" Just tremendous stuff. Vicky is going to come in right at the end of the match, shove Eddie off the ladder just as he was about to grab the briefcase with Dominic's custody papers. And Vicky's move, of course, allows Ray to climb the ladder, retrieve those custody papers. But my goodness, what a match. But you know, Eddie being the perfectionist that we all know him to be, and you know him better than anybody listening to this, I'm sure. He was fired up about apparently some miscommunication with Vicky here. What do you remember about that?
Shit happens. Again, you've got people that are involved in the match that are not everyday performers. So that shit's going to happen sometimes.
But that was supposed to be the finish, right? And they had to just redone the whole finishing sequence. I mean, I think Ray has even said in the past that this is his favorite WWE match he ever had. So if you're a big fan of Rey Mysterio,
yeah,
and Eddie,
he won his son back.
Oh Jesus. This is your favorite angle right here, even above Kane and Undertaker, is it not?
It ranks up there. I think, again, this was a great story, and I don't care what anybody says. Man, you watch soap opera, you watch dramas, this shit happens. And it was played out to perfection. To the wrestling purists, oh, it doesn't belong in the business. Come on. It's storyline and it's story and it's resolution. So I thought this was absolutely wonderfully done, played out, and to this day, 15 years later, we're still talking about it.
We are still talking about it. Go out of your way to watch it. You'll see the whole, where the fuck was Vicky? It's tremendous. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.